What is happening, fishers? Dina from Untraceable Fishing here tonight, once again with
Jared from Fishman Tackle.
And once again, Jared, welcome to
Tackle Tuesday.
It is the 1st of December and December is well underway. Super excited, guys. Holidays are coming up for myself and a lot of other people out there. Remember, travel safe, and I hope everyone has a fantastic December. So we've been doing a lot of tackle talk over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So I popped into store today and Jared said, listen, he's got a really cool idea. A lot of guys out there know Hearty Rise rods.
Yes.
It's a very popular rod. Everyone speaks about Hearty Rise rod. But there's a lot more behind than just Hearty Rise. The company Fishman, which Hearty Rise forms part of, also have their own range of rods under the Fishman brand.
Yes.
So Jared's very kindly ran around the store and picked out, I think, most of their rods. I think there might be 1 or 2 models that aren't here, but the rods that we like. So we're quickly going to run through those rods tonight. The Hearty Rise are pretty much their normal rock and surf type fishing rods.
Yes.
The Tanoshi, the Kayasuta, the Komodo,
the Sakana.
If I've left out a few. But they also make a lot of lighter rods for your estuary fishing, for your offshore jigging purpose, for your bottom fishing offshore, for throwing lures offshore. So general purpose lighter rods. So we're going to run through the range of rods. They do come in different price ranges. We aren't running through prices tonight. All the prices are available on Bullmoria's fantastic website. So if you are looking for a price, and that do come in various models and lengths.
Yes.
We don't have time to run through all of those. So without further ado, I think, Jared, let's start with we'll leave the table to last. That's like my most exciting stuff to look at.
Yeah.
So let's look at their first little, Jared knows the names. I don't quite know the names of these rods. So the first little rod we got.
The first little rod is the Fishman Harrier. This is sort of the entry-level river spinning setup. Yeah. So it's your light estuary setup. I've seen the guys use them in the estuaries you'll catch carp, garrick,
spotted
grunters. And then some of the guys have even taken the slightly heavier models offshore to play around with some bonnies in the shallows.
Jared did say like entry-level rod, but this thing's far from entry-level. Price, it might be well-priced, but this is a phenomenal rod.
Yeah, what you get with most of these Fishman rods that stands out to me is you get a really good quality design on your blank and a really nice finish. Especially regarding the fact that, as Dean said, specifically on this model, it's not one of those rods that you're paying 2,000 Rand for. But you're getting a lovely action.
Fantastic action. Beautiful reel seat, guys. Look at that. Like a spade sage sort of reel seat. Very, very nice contoured hand grips, not just your straight EVA foam like you've got in other rods. There's a lot of details squared off at the bottom to make it more comfortable in the hand. There's a lot of thought process that gone into this rod. Yeah. You can tell this rod's been developed and designed. Guys have fished with this rod and made improvements to it to bring in a rod like this. This is not a off-the-shelf, gone to China, produced a rod and sent it. There's a lot of fishing has gone into this type of rod. So that is the Fishman, the Harrier. So that's pretty much their starting point.
Yes.
I think it comes in some different lengths and weights.
Yeah, you get them in about 3 or 4 different actions. Medium, medium light, medium heavy. They're all listed on our online store for you guys to check out.
It's fantastic. And then up from that, if you got a little bit more spare pocket change, or you are a bit more of a serious fisherman, I think we're moving on to Jared will know the name of this one.
So this is the Battalion. This is actually a new rod to the shop. I think it is one of their newer models that they've brought in. So the model we have currently here is the 7'6" medium heavy. This is sort of close on towards the top of the range, basically. Fuji guards, Fuji winch. Yeah. Really nice little, as Dean says, contoured grip here.
Yeah. Got a nice little, almost Top Gun logo on it. I can check it out now. Really, really good infinite eyes or whatever they call them. I don't actually know pop the name of them. Fantastic lure casting guides. Guides designed for lure casting. So this is like if you're really serious light tackle lure fisherman, chasing garrick and stuff in the rivers, cob in the rivers and things. These are the type of rods you will look at. And they also come in those different ranges, not just a 7 foot or 7'8". Very specific lure casting ranges, your 7'6" and your things like that, where they're tailor-made to almost suit the action of the lure.
Yes.
And not just casting. So they come in, so that was their next rod up. Then going on to there, we're going on to a rod I know, the Marauder.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Marauder, I've picked up 11 foot, haven't fished with it yet. Fantastic rod, really slow action rod, very, very forgiving rod, very easy rod to cast. I can tell you that by the action of the rod. But I think they come in 9'6", if I'm not mistaken, Jared.
Yeah, 9'6", 11 foot and 12 foot.
12 foot. This is the 12 foot, the big boy we got on the table here.
So there are 1 or 2 new models that have come onto the market very recently. I've just grabbed the the heaviest one on the market. So this is the newest range in the 12 foot.
Yeah.
It's the extra heavy. So it's got a 90 to 140 gram casting weight. So it's designed.
It was at almost 4.5 ounces almost.
Pretty much. So this rod's more designed for those guys that are fishing those bigger Impalas.
Or those bigger paddle tails. You'll see your 7-inch with a 3-ounce jig head.
Yes. So it's what I like about this rod, as Dean said earlier. Yes, it's got a fairly soft tip action, but it allows you to launch that paddle tail or whatever lure you're throwing quite a long distance. And it's still very forgiving in terms of fighting your edible species that you catch on lure, like your shad and your cob, that give a lot of head shakes. I find sometimes with that stiffer tip action rod, you can tend to pull hooks on a lot of your fish, especially when they're coming into the shallows.
It also comes down to, coming from a bit of a bass fishing background, I really enjoy bass fishing. This rod will be designed for throwing paddle tails. The paddle tail is not retrieved at a high rate. It's retrieved at a very slow pace.
Yes.
You don't want a rod with a very fast action for a paddle tail, because that rod tip's going to keep flicking. It's going to interrupt the
movement,
the swimming motion on the paddle tail.
Yes.
As the bass fishermen do when they throw their slow rolling crankbaits and things like that. They've got very soft tip rods.
Yeah.
You can feel the vibration better. You can feel the movement of the lure better on the slower action. The rod absorbs it like that. You can feel exactly how that lure is swimming, as to a faster rod action where it's pulling the lure skew. It's not absorbing that vibration of the lure.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to help this rod as a paddle tail rod, slow retrieve paddle tail rod. I think it's going to be a fantastic rod.
Yeah, and once again, also the details on this rod, the eye to the finish.
Yeah.
They come with Fuji guards.
Correct.
They come with a lovely Fuji winch,
decent
long butt section.
Alternate guards, so it's the good Fuji guards as well.
Yes. So I would say it's going to compete with rods in almost double its price bracket. You know, you're not paying an arm and a leg for them.
Yeah, I think you're getting a very well priced. I'm going to call it drop shot style rod, guys.
Yes.
The way I call them, a long butt spinning in the 9'6" to 12 foot range. Another fantastic rod to look at. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of our inshore stuff. We're going to move on to, I think, the Seafire next.
Yes.
So this is where they start off with their offshore rods. It's pretty much a bit of a heavier offshore rod that you're going to, not heavy in offshore terms, you can do a bit of bottom fishing with, maybe troll some small lures.
Yeah.
So you could probably put a spinning wheel on this, and you could probably double it up with a little multiplier as well, and it'll probably work all right.
Definitely. So yeah, this model that we have on the table here is the 7 foot. So they rate them in line ratings. So this one is the 20 to 50 gram. Yeah. As Dean said, they do come in a variety of models. There are 3 or 4 models in this range. And once again, really nice, lovely rod. Long butt application. So as Dean said, you can fish grinder and do some light bottom fishing.
It's not really a rod that you're going to throw lures with, guys. It's got very small guards, obviously designed for either a KP reel, a grinder for bottom fishing, but it's not really designed as a casting machine.
No.
But saying that, you'll be able to cast a lure on it.
Definitely.
It's not designed for that aspect. So it's more of a up and down rod, or a rod that's going to be trolled behind the boat if you're trolling a small lure behind the boat.
Yes. And I mean, just to go into this, I had a look at their pricing the other day. You're looking at sub 1,000 rand.
Yeah. Nice bulletproof hard rod you can put on the boats. Offshore fishing is hardy. Your rod's going to take knocks. It's going to take dings. You want a nice strong rod.
Yes.
It's not just going to disintegrate when you're bouncing through the waves.
Definitely.
Okay, then they go on to in my eyes, a bit of a dual purpose, guys. I've done no research on these rods before this, so if I do have it wrong, please excuse me. Fishman, hearty rise, guys. They've got something called the Buccaneer. Nice little last rod. I think this could be a very good dual purpose rod. Jigging, spinning rod type of purpose. Maybe a bit too soft for popping lures and things like that, unless you're throwing really small poppers. But I think light offshore, light bottom fishing, very light bottom fishing and jigging. I think this will be a nice, and a bit of spinning.
Definitely.
I think a very, very nice application to that. It's fitted with a nice little spinning wheel. It's got the bigger, it's definitely Fuji R's in there. I can see them a mile away. I just don't know which version of Fuji R it is on there. Doesn't say, but it is a decent Fuji R on there, K Series R. And as Jared says, comes in a variety of different models once again. I think different weights and actions.
Yes. Yeah, we've got they all come in 7 foot. It's a 10 to 30 pound, a 15 to 40, and for that heavier application, they've got the 20 to 50 pound.
Quite a little bit of a beastie rod, that one. That's quite nice.
And it's still quite forgiving. So it's not going to be something that's going to break the back if you're fishing with this rod the whole day long. It's got a really nice forgiving tip action with a decent backbone. One of the things I liked about it when we had a feel of it earlier, you don't feel any pressure
No.
towards the lower back, even when you're pulling the rod as hard as what you can.
So what Jared and I did earlier, I held the tip of the rod and Jared held the tip, and I put as much pressure as I can with that rod. Very impressive. Jared said there was no pulling me over.
Yes.
The rod absorbed it nicely right through the blank, down into the grip. The one thing, when I started slowly releasing that pressure off the rod, I could feel a very, very smooth transition from the torque or the power all being in the butt back up to the tip again. It was very smooth flow. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but there's a very smooth transition, which I liked. There was none of that flat spotting or hot spotting along the way. Nice and smooth. Yes, it was an offshore rod, but I think if I was a serious river fisherman and I fished for a lot of cob, that would be one of my go-to rods. I think on a cob in a river, be a fantastic rod to go to the river.
I mean,
with the light and the medium.
Yeah, you take the little 10 to 30 pound, the lighter action. I mean, the guys that go to the Breda River, they're fishing 7-foot jigging rods, and they've got a 5,000 or 6,000 size Sargasso or something on it. With that application, you can still fish heavier. You can fish that bigger live bait, going to Port St. John's, fishing for those big garrick. It'll do more than enough for what you need it to do.
100%. So as I said, it is an offshore rod. I think it'll make a fantastic SG rod for the boat. 7 foot for putting some live baits out or some bigger baits. Definitely be a cob killer in my eyes. Okay, then Jared, I think we've run out of rods on the table, if not mistaken. We're going to move on to what's on the table in front of us. I'm getting really excited now, guys. The guys that like offshore jigging. I know tell it's very, very popular. They've got all the nice species to catch there. But in the Eastern Cape, it's definitely taken off. I've spoken to a lot of guys out there. They're starting to get some good quality fish jigging.
Yes.
Be it reef species on the slow jigging, or some pelagics and yellowtail and things like that on a bit of a faster retrieve.
On the faster retrieve.
So Fishman have got, I think they're called the Warhawks.
Yeah.
2 fantastic rods. I'm assuming these are top end rods, but it's by the bolt of them. Fantastic. They are available in conventional or overhand, what we call overhand jigging style, and also available in someone else should hold that, Jared.
In a spinning
in a spinning setup, guys. Fantastic rods. The action on these rods are second to none. Obviously, jigging rods are a lot shorter, guys. You probably come in just on
about 6 foot.
About 6 foot, maybe just shorter than 6 foot.
Yeah.
On that, fantastic rods. We just paired them up with the Shimano Tranks. Fantastic lighter offshore jigging, and then the ocean jigger. I think if you're really looking for something serious, a good reel to pair one of these rods up with.
Yeah, we've put the ocean jigger on the medium heavy. What I like is they've got a wide range of jig weights. So the medium heavy is from 35 up to 350 grams.
So you can that's quite nice. You can throw a light jig on that, but you can put one of those deeper jigs if you want to get 100-200 meters down. You can put one of those heavier jigs on.
Yeah, so it's one of those rods where, as long as you're fishing the right size reel, suitable for both applications, you don't have to worry about changing and taking 3 or 4 rods. You can take the one rod and you can do pretty much most of your fishing. And I think as well, if you fish it carefully enough, you could double this up as a light bottom stick rod.
100%. Definitely do it.
If you come into the shallows, you're fishing for carp,
20,
you're fishing
30
for
meters.
reef species. I mean, that's what the rod's designed for.
Anyway, guys, so check out the Fishman Warhawk, a fantastic rod. I've got the medium light. Jared's got the medium heavy. I think there might be another 1 or 2 models available as well.
Yeah, they come in a couple different models. The lightest model is a 150 gram jigging, which is what you've got here. And they go right up to a heavy and an extra heavy, which is up to 750 gram jigging weight. So there's a wide variety of models in the market to suit the application that you're wanting to use them for.
Okay, guys. Well, that runs through Fishman's range of rods. I think there might be 1 or 2 other rods that we might not have in store at the moment. But there is another brand out there, guys. If you are looking for rods, check out the Fishman rods. Fantastic range of rods. Guys coming down in December, check out the Harrier. I think a fantastic little budget buy.
Definitely.
Fantastic rod. I'd say the best budget 7 foot in my eyes. Fantastic rod. Otherwise, check out the Marauder. Those are my two favorite picks on the table, personally. Also, check out Fishman make a fantastic braid, the Monster braid. They got fantastic braided leader. Their fluorocarbon is second to none.
Yeah.
It's one of the only companies that actually producing good fluorocarbon, and they aren't just buying fluorocarbon and putting the stick on it.
Yeah.
Make a fantastic fluorocarbon. Their monofilament leader line is very good. It's almost got a fluorocarbon feel to it. It's nice and stiff and not soft and stuff like the other one. I know a lot of guys are going to be saying, yes, but you want mono to be soft. Yes, when you're casting it. But for a leader line, you want it to have a bit of stiffness to get for your bait to move a bit more naturally under the water.
And you want that good abrasion resistance.
And that's fantastic. I know Jared personally fishes with it, and he absolutely loves the stuff. He's converted me to try it out now as well, so we're definitely going to give it a bash. So anyway, guys, from Dean from Untraceable Fishing and
Jared from Bulamoyo Fishing Tackle.
Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you all soon next week.
Yeah.
Same place, same time. Stay tuned. So tight lines, screaming drags, and even tighter knots. Cheers.
Cheers.